This is Abigail Hodgson reporting for UCA News 6, and joining me today we have new men's basketball coach Russ Pennell. Coach, can you give us a little bit of why you chose UCA and what were the factors and the significance of coming back to Arkansas for you and your family?
Well, I've been familiar with UCA for quite a while as I went to school here a long time ago, but my wife went to school here, and I've always watched UCA from afar and just thought that the opportunity for success there was really high. So when I had the chance to talk with Dr. Teague and this opportunity presented itself, it was one that I just couldn't pass up and really excited about being here.
You did mention in the press conference your focus on defense. Is that going to be your style of play?
Yeah, I believe you win championships on the defensive end, and you have to make a real commitment to it, and you got to find guys that work together, all five guys to play in team defense, and that usually leads to your offense. And you can play a little faster, you can fast break and play a style people like to watch, but the constant has to be on the defensive end of the floor because that's the teams that win year in, year out are great defensively.
You mentioned you can't, due to NCAA rules, name drop recruits and stuff, but can you tell us about if you do have recruits in the radar, and are you going on just Arkansas, or are you looking at nationwide?
Well, I think a big key for Central Arkansas is always looking within the state borders first, but I also believe UCA doesn't need to limit itself to just Arkansas or the South. I think that there's so many great basketball players in this country and even in the world now that you have to look, every place that there's a player. So my staff and I will be working really hard trying to locate those guys, and I think that we've got some interest already, and we're really looking forward to bringing those guys to campus, let them see what's here at UCA.
We did hear from Coach Boone during the conference as well. Are you going to sit down with – we know that you did bring him and another coach in with you. Are you going to sit down with the coaching staff here and see if people want to stay, or are you going to sit down individually with more coaches and bring them in? Yeah,
right now I'm planning on bringing my own staff, and we'll just start afresh. And we've got a couple other guys that are currently still working that when their season's over we'll try to reach out and talk to. But for the immediate future right here, Coach Boone and I can handle it for a couple days. But we're going to put together a real good staff.
What are some goals that you have and that you're going to set for the team for the next Southland Conference season?
Yeah, I think the big thing is to establish who we want to be and what our goals are. And I think it's as simple as we want to play hard, we want to play smart, and we want to play together. And if we do those three things, we can build off that foundation. That'll really be the foundation of the program. And we have to find people with that mentality. They're extremely competitive. They have drive to exceed, and that carries over to every area of their life. We want to recruit people that want a degree from the University of Central Arkansas. That has to be first and foremost in their mind, because that usually tells who you are as a person. And so if we can find those type of athletes and establish next year kind of a style of play that we're committed to excellence, then the wins will take care of themselves. I learned a long time ago that winning is a byproduct of doing things correct. And so what we have to do is just make sure we're doing things correct.
As a fellow UCA student athlete here, I really like how you touched up about the GPA and the importance of it. You are here to get a degree, but also you get to continue playing the game. And like you said, it's not a God-given right, it's a privilege. So how are you going to implement the focus on studies? Because we do know the men's basketball team here does have a lower GPA, and one player has a GPA above a 3.0. So what are you going to do to try to change that and turn that around for the team?
Well, you start off in recruiting, number one. You find people that have that as a goal for themselves, that they want to excel in the academic end. And then I think the big thing, it's real easy to stand right here with you in this suit and say, oh, I'm for academics. There has to be some teeth behind it, and it has to be something that I mean. And as I said in the press conference, the reason I'm talking to you is I have a degree. And why wouldn't I want that for someone else, and especially my players who I look as my extended family? So you do that with commitment, we'll have study halls and we'll have tutors available and all those different things. But it's really as simple as you're going to go to class if you play on this basketball team. You are going to turn your assignments in if you're going to be on this basketball team. And if you start falling down those areas, we will pull that privilege away from you. So, I'm not trying to come across as some hard, tough guy, but to me, it's just real simple. And most young athletes, if the expectation is stated early, they'll live up to it.
All right. Well, I know me as well as all the other UCA students. We're really looking forward to you in the new season and getting the men's basketball program back into that competitiveness in the Southland Conference. That's going to do it at Wingo Hall. This has been Abigail Hodgson for News 6.